Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the wheel route. Let's jump in an eliminator. Hope everybody is having a good day. Yeah. Now, eliminators, just want to go over the format real quick since we obviously have time for 10 people to join. Whoa. All right, come on. There we go. Essential only. It's asking me for cookies now. Come on, people. All right. I just put it out there that I'm jumping in. So let's jump this. Oh, let's go over the format. So, Eliminator. Half the field advances each week. We have first week 6 out of 12. So your league 6 advance, 6 are done. Then each week after that, you're facing one person all the way through until week 17, and then you have a 3-seat final. So we only have to beat 23 people to get to the final, or to win the eliminator, actually. 21 people to get there. So it's a different format. We do not want to we don't want to plan our team out to dominate in week 17. It's not a normal tournament. We want to win week 1 and then week 2 and then week 3. So the beginning of the season's far more important. So quarterbacks like Tua or guys you think are going to get benched at some point, Malik Willis maybe, better plays in this format. They can win you weeks in the beginning of the season, but may not be around at the end. While we wait for, fill in a couple here, wait for 7 more. I'm going to hit a slow draft real quick, just so we're not bored out of our minds. If you're joining us, please hop in the Eliminator. It should fill relatively soon. I can post in Discord if necessary. I'll give it a few more minutes, though. What are you guys looking at? You guys are looking at my slow draft here. What do we got? We got T-Law. We got 13th round, ADP, Brenton Strange right there, already queued up. Just want to, all right, yeah, we're good. Next one, a little Chihuahua here. Let's see if all right, so 10th round, 1 quarterback is Burrow, 3 running backs. Burrow is stacked with 4, and I have 4 receivers. We got Dallas, Green Bay. Sorry, Green Bay is a stack. It looks like Love is close in my rankings in ADP. I do have Jacoby Myers starred, though. I have him after that, though. All right. Get another Green Bay stack. Got lots of them. Really hoping Jordan Love takes off this year. Got Lamar and Malik. Probably going to grab 1 super late quarterback. 3 running backs so far. I'm in the 13th. Might look that direction, but that room looks pretty solid so far. Wide receivers, I got 5 and 2 tight ends. Who are my quarterbacks again? Lamar and Miami. Do I have? All right, I got Lamar double stacked. Miami, I can stack later. Why do I have Travis Hunter starred? Yeah, Elim time as soon as it fills. Let's take a look. I'll take a look at. We need 2 more for the Eliminator. 2 more for the Eliminator. In the meantime, I'm just hitting a couple of my slow drafts and. Oh, it's Zero Fox. What's up? Yeah, jump in the Eliminator. 2 more to it's filled. I have a tough decision in this one. Right, let me pop that out real quick. It's gonna be tough finding that eliminator, but cool. Very nice. Yeah, I'm just starting the Eliminator promo, so I'll bang out 2 or 3 tonight, and then tomorrow I'm going to finish up. I'm going to make sure all my promos are filled, and I think the only ones I have left are, I think I need 2 more Best Ball Mania and whatever I don't finish in the Eliminator tonight, and we got it filled. Cool, so I don't have to make that pick right away. Active. Now I'm in the 11 hole, so I got time to find it here. I will switch you guys over to the draft board. I had a long day. I didn't think I was going to jump on tonight, but I knew I needed to get a couple of these eliminators done so that I didn't have to do all 4 of them tomorrow. Best ball on call. What's up? Let's ride. 11. Who? Where are you guys? We got Mikey, Breeds, C-Dome, Scrub, Anytime. Zero Fucks right next to me, but I got you pinned in the corner. Best ball on call. You in here? Yeah, I bet they are. Somebody said something about the air quality, and now that you mention it, I haven't been outside much today. I was this morning, but then as soon as it gets hot, I'm in. So I generally go outside in the mornings, get some yard work done, little stuff around the house, whatever. It's summertime and I'm a teacher. That's most people have to work. I just want to clarify that. This is actually the first time in 11 years I'm not teaching summer school or working at all, really. I have, before I started teaching summer school, I did a baseball camp over the summer. So, like, this is, whew. You worked 11 hours outside? Wow. Yeah, that air quality can't be good, especially in Michigan. You're far north. You an Uber? Is that what they call them? Yes, sir. So, I don't know. I watch. I haven't watched the past couple of seasons, but I watch reruns of The Curse of Oak Island, and the I don't know if you've ever seen it. The Lagina brothers there are Youpers, right? Youpers. I don't want to mispronounce anything. I'm gonna hit CD Lamb week 14 bye. We are off and running. Youper, yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, I forget who first taught me that, but I want to say in college, probably somebody mentioned it, and I'm like, what? All right, I'm coming back with Barkley. CD Barkley start. I'm cool. Although this format, we will see running backs scream off the board compared to wide receivers. Oh, that was something I forgot to go over the format too. No, it's same starting players. They call you trolls because you live under the bridge. I'm probably missing something there. All right, so see, oh wow, running backs really screaming off the board here. So it starts out pretty normal. Gibbs, Bijan, Chase, Puka, Christian McCaffrey, is taken in the 5 hole, and Ginty is taken at 6. Then we see JSN at 7, Taylor at 8, Cook at 9, and then the rest of the wide receivers kind of go bing, bing, bing. ARSB, CD, and Jefferson comes back in the second. Derrick Henry. I took Barkley. Then we see Omarion Hampton, Chase Brown, Devon Achane, Kenneth Walker, Brock Bowers, and then Travis Etienne at the 2.8. Anytime has stacked the week 8 bye with his first 2 picks. And then Scrubby here is gone double wide receiver and stacked a week 11 bye. And this, by week 11, you got 10 grand in your pocket, I think. So no big deal there. But just something I generally look out for, especially with my first few picks. And it's more important positionally, but you don't want to stack early bye weeks for sure. I don't mind stacking week 14 bye weeks because you've already got a bunch of money in your pocket. But Ginty Bowers from the 6 hole I like. Gotcha. I kind of figured there was some bridge connecting. All right, we see 3rd round. Actually, did I finish the second? London and AJ Brown goes 210. Javonte Williams 211. George Pickens 212. I could see the Javonte week 14 bye influencing that pick. 3rd round. Actually, I'm going to just transition over to my draft screen. Come on, give me my guy. Thank you. I will take Josh Jacobs before the turn. I'm going to skip Josh Allen here. Yeah, you got to go running back there, don't you? I was going to be torn between Montgomery and Egbuka. I could have gone Higgins or McConkey. Egbuka has a later bye week, and I want to say Egbuka probably presents a more consistent floor, at least in the beginning of the season. All right, so 3rd round, I didn't quite go over. Went Nico Collins, Devontae Smith, Jeremiah Love, Breece Hall, Chris Olave, Kyron Williams, Trey McBride, Rashee Rice, Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers at the 310. Then I took Josh Jacobs. Zero fucks goes with Josh Allen and David Montgomery. I grab Egbuka, and then we see Cam Scatterbust, Tatora McMillan, T. Higgins, Ladd McConkey, DeAndre Swift, Mike Evans, Bucky Irving, Malik Neighbors at the 410. Yeah, I don't hate it. So in other formats, in non-eliminator formats, I generally draft Josh Allen whenever he hits the 4th round. For some reason, I just feel Eliminator, I don't mind going with the lower tier quarterbacks. Just, I'm going to get 3 anyway. So, I mean, I think the difference between, we don't need to max score is kind of my philosophy there. So I just want to cover all bases and play the floor. But I mean, you can't go wrong with them. I pulled Josh Jacobs up because, as you can see, David, you're stuck with Montgomery and Cam Scatterboo. Like, you're running back tears off after that. Could, depending. All right. So end of the fourth ended with Luther Burden and Quinshon Judkins. I'll go over the fifth when after my pick. I'll let you stack them if you want. I don't. All right. Trey Henderson goes. I'm having a tough choice just because I'll go Price, even though he has the same bye week as Jacobs. I was leaning Pollard. Just don't. I have a real tough time with Pollard in the fifth in any type of draft, but wouldn't blame you if you grabbed him in the sixth here. All right, I'm gonna have to grab him in the sixth and secure this running back room, and then I'll probably do a fifth running back, but it'll be like the last round or close to it. I'm gonna treat this as I may not get any more. If this was any other format, I wouldn't get any more running back, but I might get one later just to make me feel comfy cozy. Josh and Monty correlation week 1. You got that. Marvin Harrison is somebody that I've been talking about lately as should be pulled up. I don't blame you for doing that. Yeah. So your team through 6 weeks is probably going to be pretty dominant, right? Although Derrick Henry is a DeHember guy. I would have gone Barkley over Henry there. But I can't blame you. Like, he very well could start out the season on fire and then. Oh, so fifth round was Terry McLaurin, J-Mo Williams, Jalen Waddle, Bayshell Tootin, Brian Thomas, Devontae Adams, Colston Loveland at 5'7". Team stacks 2 tight ends early. He shouldn't get any more than that. I don't know if I really like that, especially in this format. Lamar Jackson at 5'8", Christian Watson at 5'9". Travion Henderson goes at 5'10". I took Jadarian Price at 5'11". DJ Moore at Zero Fucks goes with DJ Moore and Marvin Harrison at the turn. I come back with Pollard. Then we see Rome Odunze, Jalen Warren, Carnell Tate, Chuba Hubbard, Drake May, Parker Washington, Ramondre Stevenson, Tyler Warren, Rico Dowdle, and Jaden Daniels. Through the 6th. 7th round starts out Joe Burrow, Jordan Tyson, Jalen Hurts, DK Metcalf, Trevor Lawrence, Chris Godwin, and it is coming my way. I'm actually going to hide running back on myself and queue up some of the guys I'm looking at. Yeah, for sure. It's certainly the QB run hit even later than I thought it would, but that's how I played it to begin with. Yeah, this makes total sense. Okay, Justin Herbert goes. No brainer, right? Week 14, and it's a stack with Lamb. Stacking isn't as important in Eliminator because you're just going head to head. But man, you're really tempting me with that. How many seconds I got left? I'll go with Caleb Williams. What the heck? If I might stick with 2 quarterbacks. If I get one, it'll be late. Stacking isn't nearly as important, and that's why I just decided, what the heck? I didn't. I probably should have grabbed like a Josh Downs. Yeah, I should have scrolled down a little bit more. Josh Downs would have been the pick there. That the 2 hole didn't take Hurts. Yeah, for sure. And actually, it's odd that he didn't take him at the 6'10", honestly. I can see wanting Warren. He should be decent, but yeah, I would. Again, maybe like, just because stacking isn't as important here doesn't mean it's not important. It still can give you that. I took your bait, the leaving Caleb for you. Leaving Caleb for me. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, Caleb, like in non-eliminator drafts, this is where he should be going. Like, after Dak and Herbert, I take him where he's going in the 6th round in BBM or wherever, because I have a stack, whether I have Loveland or Burden or the rare Adunze here or there. If I have one of them, I'll go ahead and stack it, just because all the quarterbacks go in the 6th. But I honestly think Justin Herbert and Dak Prescott are more consistently better performing quarterbacks. So, whoops. Yeah, I probably should have gone wide receiver. Oh, yeah, especially with the quarterbacks coming back. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty silly making that pick. Yeah. Oh, well. I mean, you look at the quarterbacks still on the board here. I feel like this is particularly. Yes. So the Bo Nix thing that distracted me. Okay. So, ooh. All right. I'll go with Ricky Purcell, and there's some Eliminator. There's a ton of. Oh, look at the quarterbacks here. Wow. I should have. Yeah, that's a good pick. Bo Nix is definitely a good pick with Sutton. Nice. Yeah. And you have the Harvey, the Denver stack. I like that. I've been getting more of that lately. I'm a late comer to the Bo Nix train. Imagine passing up on Patrick Mahomes in the 10th round. Jesus. We both had to do it. It's yeah, for sure. Bo Nix in both years was QB7, QB8, something like that at the end of the season. And yeah, and now he has Waddle. And I hadn't really been thinking that through. I'm just like, he's young, and so even last season, there was that stint where like he wouldn't do spit for 3 quarters. And then all of a sudden, 4th quarter, it's just like, yeah, he is. All of a sudden, 4th quarter, he would really turn it on and get all his fantasy points in the 4th quarter. So, like, I think that's what I was like, okay, he can't possibly keep this up. And I think he ended up leveling out more. But that's kind of like being young and like coming from behind and getting all your points in the 4th quarter, and not garbage time, but like real comeback wins. I just kind of felt like that was inconsistent. But with the addition of Waddle, I should really be pushing him up more, and I have been lately. Like I have him. kind of right next to Purdy, I think, in my rankings for. I don't have rankings set in Eliminator. I probably should. I I don't know if I'm gonna max Eliminator, but I'm gonna do a lot of Eliminators throughout the course of the summer. In fact, like when there isn't a promotion of some sort, Eliminators will be my go-to uh, format. All right, so I got Dak, Caleb, 4 running backs, 4 receivers. Would have liked Kincaid or Andrews to come to me. They're kind of there's kind of a drop off at tight end after that, at least consistent tight end. I will go with Goddard here though. Just I think for at least for the first 9 weeks, Goddard should be fairly consistent, solid performer. Let me check my bye weeks. 8, 7. What the heck just happened? Oh. All right, so I'm gonna go with Kevin Concepcion. He was next in ADP or close to it anyway. Week 11 bye, and the ship chasing crew was talking about yesterday. In fact, I think they draft him in their what do you call it? The FF main event team. Or Jacob Sanderson wanted to. He was really flustered when he didn't get him. During rookie draft season, Concepcion was my 1.7, my 7th overall. I think, can't quite remember, but I was high on him. He was behind the main 3 receivers, I think it was. I definitely have him on at least, I think, 2 dynasty teams, but that doesn't sound like a lot, but I don't have nearly as many dynasty teams as I used to. I think he will. I don't know if it's this season, but he's going to be a Zay Flowers type, is what they were saying. I kind of lost track of each pick in the draft. You have Nick's 1 spot ahead of T-Law, right behind Herbert. I mean, I could see that. I just think Trevor Lawrence has a better chance. With the addition of Waddle, I just don't know what happens to Sutton and the Waddle. They got enough talent there. I think Jacksonville has a little bit better chance of putting it all together, at least for Trevor Lawrence. There's controversy between which wide receiver is getting routes and targets and all of that, but the one consistent thing there is always going to be Trevor Lawrence. And if they just put it all together, although that's kind of saying a lot, but Peyton giving up play calling, well, see how that goes. I need tight end, but not the best of options here. I'm not putting together a great team here. I'm kind of focusing on. I'm losing focus. I'm just going to grab a receiver with a little bit later, but I do think Jalen McMillan can start out. Oh, I double stacked Tampa Bay. Damn it. I didn't really want to do that. I don't want. Just because of the late buy, I'll grab Kenyon Sadiq. Although rookie tight ends don't always, start out hot. He's got a late bye. I've got plenty of receivers right now. I know there's a couple later that I like. I'm kind of looking tight end and running back, or tight end. And I guess I could have gone Helm. A little bit of I should have gone Helm. All right. I'm just queuing up a couple guys, so I'm not caught. I should have gone Flournoy too. But the stacking isn't super important. That's literally what I said in my head. But the week 14 bye would have been beneficial. Yeah, just a warm up draft. Got to get back into the flow. Yesterday I did BBMs, and the night before I think I did puppies. So I'm not in the Eliminator headspace totally right now. And the ADPs are just different enough that it's kind of not throwing me off, but I feel like I'm in unfamiliar territory. Ooh, Jacoby Brissett becomes a little bit more valuable in this format, just because we know he's starting at the beginning of the season. Okay, you're welcome. And then I mentioned a quarterback that actually, Kirk Cousins all of a sudden becomes valuable. I don't know if Deshaun Watson's actually going to start week 1. It probably does, just because they want to show everybody how bad he is. Yeah, I was trying not to mention that name. That's what I get for doing this while I'm streaming, right? Nah, it's cool. I was definitely thinking and I consistently kind of look back and check, do I have a stack? Can I stack this? But I already knew I wasn't going to be able to stack Caleb Williams when I drafted him. So stacking's not super important. But as I was saying earlier, even in head-to-head matchups, it does give you a inconsistent edge. But the edge, when it hits, it's large. It almost guarantees your win. Me and my friends started stacking back in, I think it was 98. Somebody hit big with a stack in 1997. I probably should have gone Firemouth there, but I like having fun with T-Ferg. Close up my tight end room. And then just kind of looking at what I need. Actually, let me turn running back on. No, I'll turn that back off. And then wide receiver, is there anything? Thank you. I'm just going to grab Tua and be safe. Grab a third quarterback. Lock that up. Was hoping he would make it around the turn. No, I don't have a stack. I could stack. There's a possible stack with him. But I'm not going to reach for it necessarily either. Might get a running back. Probably going to split this last 2 picks with a running back and a wide receiver. So far, I've got CeeDee Lamb, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Emeka Egbuka, Jaden Price, Tony Pollard, Dak Prescott, Caleb Williams, Ricky Pearsall, Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers is like the most perfect eliminator ass pick there is. Just consistent floor all the way through, or should be. Then in the 11th, I grabbed Dallas Goedert, Casey Concepcion in the 12th, Jalen McMillan in the 13th, Kenyon Sadiq in the 14th, Terrence Ferguson in the 15th, and then 2 in the 16th. After my Tua pick, we see Jonah Coleman, Trey Harris, Calvin Ridley, Dontavian Wicks, Darnell Mooney, George Halani. Kind of just, wow. Jonah Coleman I could see Pat Fryermuth. The rest is just dark. I do like Ray Davis. Sean Tucker goes. Zachariah Branch was the thought that I could possibly stack. Actually, there's one more stack. I'm not going to do it here in an eliminator, but I wouldn't say it's horrible either. For Atlanta, Olamide Zaccheaus is there. And just remember what he did to Luther Burden last year. I'm surprised there aren't more people just chatting up Olamide Zaccheaus. Keep him in mind. Like, I don't know if he really fits this format, but in BBM style formats, like if I am lacking at quarterback, I might throw Tua in the 17th and Olamide in the 18th, something like that, just to kind of close it out. There's a chance. There's something there. Draft Dotson and Zaccheaus. Yeah, I've been going with Zachariah Branch, and once in a while, actually, it was more pre-draft that I was doing the Zaccheaus thing. But shoot. I'll just I'm gonna queue up Tank Dell. I hope I got him in there. I just kind of gravitate to Tank Dell anytime I have a question late, and he's too upside play. That wasn't a really great pick, actually. I'm thinking Marshawn Lloyd here, but I'm actually gonna do Katron Allen. Just close up my running back room that way. So I'll go over the team again. CeeDee Lamb, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Emeka Egbuka, Jadarian Price, Tony Pollard, Dak Prescott, Caleb Williams, Ricky Purcell, Jacoby Myers, Dallas Goedert, KC Concepcion, Jalen McMillan, Kenyon Sadiq, Terrace Ferguson, Tua Tagovailoa, or something like that, Tank Dell, and Katron Allen. Things I would do differently, probably tight end earlier. Not a ton earlier. Like, I feel like tight ends did get pushed up in this draft, but yeah. So quarterbacks, especially Mahomes, gets pushed way back in this format because I think he has a week 5 bye, and a lot of people think he's going to start out slow. I need to keep that in mind, because if he's going to go in the 10th round, I'm going to wait for my second quarterback then. But then he's mixed in with guys like Mayfield and Shuck and Stafford and Goff. It's like I could see Jordan Love. I have a lot of Jordan Love in regular tournament best ball, non-eliminator best ball. But all right, zero fucks. Justin Jefferson, Derrick Henry, Josh Allen, David Montgomery, DJ Moore to stack, Marvin Harrison, week 14 bye, and he should be going closer to this range. You know what? Probably ahead of Adunze and Tate, and certainly ahead of Parker Washington. I think that's a smarter spot for him. Then he goes RJ Harvey and Sutton on the 7-8 turn, and then comes back with Bo Nix at the 9-12, Jordan Mason at the 10-1. I do like that pick in Eliminator. I almost went Jaden Higgins over Goddard, but I needed tight end. Then you go CJ Stroud, very good 12th round Eliminator pick. Very good. Stacked with Dalton Schultz, Jalen Naylor, Brian Robinson, Greg Dulcich, Jahan. I don't draft him, so I forget his first name. And then my guy, Michael Mayer. Nice job there. Nice job. Were anybody else in here? You were at 6. Ginty, Bowers, Katron Williams, DeAndre Swift start out with 0 wide receiver. We can call that zero wide receiver because you have filled your flex with the running back and have a premium onesie. And not only that, you end up getting Drake May in the 6th after drafting Devontae Adams in the 5th. Then we see you go with Godwin, Josh Downs, very good eliminator pick, Michael Wilson. Yeah, that would probably be. I probably would have went Worthy, Robinson, Purcell. I would, or Myers, even ahead of Wilson. I just don't know how consistent he's going to be if Marvin Harrison is able to step up, and just the talent of Marvin Harrison alone makes me think that he's going to reclaim that job from Michael Wilson. But continuing 10th round, Baker Mayfield, Tyrone Tracy in the 11th. I love Tracy as a pick, just overall in general in this range. I think Scattaboo is going to be a scattabust. And then we see 12th round Rashid Shaheed. I like that pick too. I think he's going to see a consistent level of targets, 6-7 targets. Let's say, 6 targets a game this year as opposed to last. I know he wasn't utilized very much, and he should have known the offense, but maybe it's different terminology. And I think we're going to see him step it up this year to the way he was a couple of years ago. Hunter Henry in the 13th, Tank Bigsby in the 14th, Kamara in the 15th, Darnell Mooney in the 16th, Pat Bryant. I like that pick. And then we talked about Kirk Cousins having value here in the 18th round. Very nice. Anybody else? Brissett over. I mean, it's with getting Cousins, although I do not think Cousins is going to make it to their week 13 bye. I think Cousins will make it through about week 6, but I'm not sure Brissett makes it much further. Brissett put up all of his points in the 4th quarter, and he lost 7 of 8 games, 6 of 7 games, something like that. Tank isn't doing much of anything without a Saquon injury. Totally true. Definitely. And that so I took Katron Allen over Marshawn Lloyd in the tournament style, the non-eliminator formats. I definitely would have gone Lloyd over Keenan Allen, or sorry, not Keenan, Katron Allen. But in this format, I think, in any format really, I do think there's a solid chance that Katron Allen can take over the JCM. He could be the next Bill, and then the next Corey Krosky-Merritt. He just can take that position over before week 1. Marshawn Lloyd might have a role in the beginning, but you're kind of waiting and hoping that Josh Jacobs gets in trouble with the law or something happens to him because of his DM or DV accusations. Yeah, I do have Jacobs anyway. It's but a handcuff that far apart, I don't mind. My philosophy with handcuffs is you add up the number of the rounds they were taken. So Josh Jacobs here is 3, and Lloyd would have been 18. That adds up to more rounds than there are in the draft. So a 16th round and a 3rd round is 19. That's more than rounds in the draft. I kind of, as long as they're far enough apart or you didn't spend too much draft capital on it, it isn't horrible. But and I don't think it's a pure handcuff. If Marshawn Lloyd is healthy, he's going to see some touches. They're going to want to use him. What's this? I think they'll work in Bigsby more because I think I think there were other reasons why Saquon wasn't great last year, coming off a heavily used year. The offensive line wasn't great. The play calling sucked completely. I'm going to give Saquon a pass for last year, and I think that I think you'll see I expect a pretty big bounce back for him. I would not be surprised if we see him in the top 5 RBs by the end of the season. As long as he stays healthy, of course. All right, I'm going to jump in another eliminator here. Yeah, for sure. That difference of opinion, it's what makes this game great, for sure. All right, I'm going to jump in another one, but because there's like a 7-second delay between when I say something and when you hear me, I'm going to say jump in now, and now I'll give you about 7 seconds before I actually click the button. So you all have a chance, and we kind of are all boom. Yeah, it didn't quite work. I hope you guys didn't get in before me. I hope you guys, I hope you are getting in right now. And it kind of looks like it. It's starting to fill little by little. It's trickling in. We need 7 more. There's 5 of us. It looks like I was the first one in this one. So hopefully there is more than a 7-second delay. But I will pop out the new. Was there anybody else in the chat here or listening that was in that draft? I'll go over your team too. While we're waiting, I am going to, I'll pop out that draft board. So my friend is saying, walking the dog and the sun looks so cool. And I'm like, that's the smoke from Canada. I'm down in Maryland, so we don't get a ton of it, but we do, like, you can definitely see a haze. And the last summer, and I think the summer before, you could like feel it. It smelled like campfire every day. But was it Best Ball on Call or Zero Fucks was out in it all day in Michigan there? That's got to be tough. That's got to be tough. Waiting on 3 now. Waiting on 3. Let's go. Maybe I'll hit a slow draft real quick while we wait. Let's take a look. Oh, we're Phil. Never mind. Whoops. We are filled, and I am in the 6 hole. Who else we got in here? Let me find the draft. All right. Sandrag, Yannick, Mazskills, Lando, Berriman, Ash Larry, Zero Fucks, you got it. Johnny Bags, Walker, Zay. They could only see 1 nautical mile on Lake Erie. How long? How far do you usually get to see? Air Jeff. All right. Which? There you go. Same name. Cool. Lots of badges. I like the new colors. Ooh, we got a silver in here. Johnny Bags. That's higher than Emerald, right? Or is it? I don't even know. Like, I don't even know the new ranking system. I think I'm bronze. I don't know. I know that's above red, I think. Cool. Well, I'm not too far away either. So, actually, I need to, hopefully, yeah. What's going on? I'm probably going running back. What the heck just happened? This thing's flipping out. All right. I'm going to go Ginty. Week 13 bye, and in my redraft rankings, I have him as my RB3. Best ball, I have spaced him back out. I actually had him ahead of McCaffrey in best ball, and I got too much Ginty, and I need to even out my exposures. So best ball, kind of like my rankings are more affected by ADP than a redraft rankings. Oh, it's my time to brag too. I don't know if y'all saw the Fantasy Pros accuracy competition results. So this season I got 26th, which isn't bad. It's top 10 percentile, or it's probably top 12 percentile. But the multi-year aggregate of the rankings, I'm in the top 10 most accurate as far as draft rankings. So look at me. I'm special. After I take Ginty, we see Jonathan Taylor, CeeDee Lamb, JSN, ARSB, Justin Jefferson, and Barkley at the 112. It's kind of hard, like with it, even with as fast as running backs tend to go in this format, it's so hard to not. Whoa, JSN at 9 after CeeDee Lamb. That's, I guess, the bye week. You went with that? You can say Ohio someday as well. Yeah, bronze is, it starts out black, red, and then bronze, silver, gold. Yeah. You have no CD, do something different. With the week 14 bye, it's justified though too, although JSN is a week 11 bye. And really, like, predicting which wide receivers are really going to have like a top 5 kind of year is a roll of the dice a lot of times. I'm going to go with AJ Brown. I just think he's going to be 10 targets a game with New England. Like, they're going to feed him the ball. The coaching staff wanted him. It's New England where they, Romeo Doubs is your next best option. Yeah, AJ Brown's either going to eat or die. He's either dust or he's just going to go off. Not confident in it. Air Jeff. Yeah, so I started ranking like McCaffrey and Ginty ahead of JSN. I probably would have had a hard time passing him up at the 1-8, but I don't have a lot of them because I put the running backs ahead of him early on in the rankings. I don't think there's any way he repeats a 34% target share for the whole season. Not a chance, because they're going to give Rashid Shaheed more looks. The Cooper Kupp is probably completely dust at this point, but they utilize the tight end. They will pass it more, most likely, but I just don't like to keep up like that level of target shares. Just seems. Is CD even better than Pickens? So, all right, I'm going to go with a total eliminator ass pick here and grab Kyron Williams. Floor, not ceiling. A week 11 bye, that sort of thing. Is CD better than Pickens? I think he is better than Pickens in the head and when fully healthy. So yes, if he's more banged up than Pickens is that good, right? But how is Pickens later in the season playing under the franchise tag? You can even look towards last season, and his body language as he played started to be that kind of quiet quit mode a little bit, kind of DJ Moore-ish, where it just didn't look like he was putting it all out there on the field. Maybe it's just my opinion and my eyes. My eyes are old or bad. I need an ophthalmologist real bad. Never been to one, but I just think because I'm quite sure CD Lamb will keep his head on straight, that I'm soft fading Pickens. Like, I don't want to have 0% Pickens. Like, I'll probably have 4 or 5% Pickens. I probably won't be even with the field. And if it burns me, it burns me. I did see something the other day in a puppy that I definitely want to do, and it's a CD Lamb George Pickens stack. So I'll be looking at that at some point. See if some camp buzz either raises Pickens ADP or lowers it, and then kind of judge from there. All right, so I'm going to grab a third running back here. Go with Swift rather than Scatterboo. Again, Scatterboo will probably start out the season hot and have some boom weeks. But overall, I think he's either hurt or just, look, he's slow to begin with. He's had a major leg injury. He's going to be slower. He's just not going to be as effective. And he plays with reckless abandon. That's going to get him hurt 9 times out of 10. And if his, if his play style doesn't get him hurt, his slow ass will. So I'll go with Swift. And we can't really predict injuries, but who goes more to the tent more than the Giants running back and quarterback? After Scatterboo, we see Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, Bucky Irvin, Waddle. I like if I had noticed him, I probably would have taken him over. I definitely, now that I can see the running backs that came back to me, I definitely would have taken Waddle over Swift. Need to make a note of that. And actually, I'm going to go here with what I think is going to be a little bit more consistent, a little bit of a reach, couple spots, not a big deal. Christian Watson. If he's healthy, he should be fairly consistent, and we should see pretty good performance from him, I would think. After my Watson pick, we see Tyler Warren, Devontae Adams, and Trey Henderson go. Trey Henderson to 0 fucks, and then Carnell Tate to Johnny Baggs. Air Jeff. Yeah, I almost went to Devontae Adams. I just don't know. Like, in non-eliminator, sure, I definitely would have gone Devontae Adams. I just don't know how consistent he's going to be this year. So last year, 4 hole is pissing. 4 hole is pissing, and the 5 hole is smoking trees. So very complete polar opposites here, right? Wide receiver and quarterback, and running back and tight end. Real kind of unique builds there. And I don't know, I guess I would have to ask those that have won or performed well if the kind of the unique unique builds are where it's at in this. I don't know enough about it, but it doesn't feel that way. Like, running backs go early, but I don't know if I'm grabbing. Well, I guess this build, the Berryman build, is interesting to me. I don't think there's anything. Who knows? Eliminator is kind of an unknown. I just kind of look at it as like a redraft league that you want to go undefeated in. 5-hole is puking. Pissing and puking. Okay. Fair enough. So we see quarterbacks going. Is that what we're doing here? Shoot. Couldn't leave me Drake May. I'm going to wait around and see if I can push it. Do I want... I'll go Warren. When in doubt, just go running back at the top of the queue. I need to stop running back for a while. Could have gone Ramondre. Oh, not with Henry. Well, I don't know if that's a bad stack in this format, actually. Ramondre and Henderson. They cap each other's upside, but what do we care about upside in this format? I have to think about that. And I'm more just, I wanted May, and now the quarterback's going the 6th round. They can't wait until the 8th round like they did last time. I'm gonna get stuck with same guys. Two Vikings or two Broncos. Two Vikings, two Broncos makes total sense. I'm just saying, like, the reason stacking isn't, or handcuffing is kind of looked down upon. And actually, I might just get a quarterback here so far unstacked. Yeah, I'm going to go with Herbert. I'm just getting used to the DGAF about not stacking, and I'm kind of doing a good job of it because it's being taken away from me for the most part. But I don't think you could, I can't pass up Herbert here when I know, like, well, I guess Purdy could come back. And I think Herbert has as good a chance as anybody here that's been drafted so far of being the QB1, especially in any given week. But I do think he's going to be super consistent. And it's a week 7 bye, but I'll get 3 quarterbacks and cover that. So it's not that big a deal. Two most owned stacks with May is Henderson and AJB. Yeah, Henderson. I did that stack maybe last night or the night before, or the day before, yesterday or the day before, on stream. The Drake May Hendo stack. Because I had missed AJ Brown. I was just looking at that stack. I was trying to get dubs later, couldn't get that. I think I got Hunter Henry. I don't really like getting. I don't think Hunter Henry is going to be much good this year. I know I'm missing some. Oh, Quentin I wanted. Godwin, Sutton, Reed. I already have Watson. I'll go with Sutton. I probably Sutton, Godwin, 6 of this, half the other. And BBM, JD5. Oh, I have a ton of Jaden Daniels. Floyd, yeah. So, and also, like, I think I said this in previous. You got Jaden Daniels, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, and Josh Allen with the same bye week. So that's another reason why I definitely won't get Josh Allen in the 3rd, but in the 4th, he's kind of like too good to pass up. Ooh, I know what I could do coming back here, but do I wait or do I pull it? I pull the trigger. Well, there's any number of things I can do here, actually. This is a good zone. This is a good zone where you don't already have two quarterbacks. Brock Purdy goes after my Sutton pick goes Harold Fenton, Chris Godwin, Xavier Worthy, Kyle Monangai, Michael Pittman, Kyle Pitts, Brock Purdy, Ricky Purcell, Jaden Reed. I'm surprised the Worthy drafter didn't get Mahomes because I really don't think he's going to come back. I'm going to grab Bo Nix just because somebody was talking him up last draft. So I'm going to use I'm going to reverse the stream on you. Instead of talking about it first and getting sniped myself, I'm going to use what you did last draft and flip it around. Herbert Nix goes. Jacoby Myers, a good pick. I like that. Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford. Yeah, that was so. I was actually hoping Mahomes was going to go before me, so I didn't have the decision to make. But after grabbing Sutton, it's a no-brainer, right? Like if I had gone Godwin instead of Sutton, I might have missed it completely. I might not even thought about it, but I just looked at Sutton and went, "Ooh, that's right." Quick reminder there. Murray, Mahomes, Stafford. Yeah, that Mahomes price. We said it's because of its early buy and probable slow start, but like as a second quarterback, like it's sick. Jonathan Brooks at the 9-11. Really like that pick. Have a ton of Brooks in other formats, but as you can see in this format, I try to get a bunch of running backs early and not worry about it until the 18th round, if at all. After not Addison at the 9-12 is really nice. That's it. I like that pick. Let me look. I don't really want to do what I'm about to do. But the other picks in this range are probably mid at best. Yeah, I'm just going to lock up my quarterback room. Stack Love with Christian Watson. Say goodbye to that. Mostly and possibly all tight end and wide receiver. I probably should have gone tight end there. But being in the middle of the draft's a lot easier to play around positionally than it was being at the turns. So lucky to get Gainwell back. Almost took him over Mahomes. Yeah, I literally in my queue have the running back tab off right now, so I'm not even paying attention to running back at all. Yeah, I like the Rashid draft. Oh, where did he go? Mid-third. Yeah. I'm surprised the Worthy and Rashid draft are passing them up. But like as I repeatedly say, so I think the message that a lot of analysts say, it's, when they mention, stacking doesn't matter in this format or matter as much in this format, people just go click off. Stacking don't matter. I'm going to go with Kincaid over Kelsey. I probably should jump on here. This is the second day in a row. I've said this. Is it the second day in a row that I didn't do an eliminator last night? I feel like I passed up Kelsey another time. When I have Mahomes, I always grab Kelsey, period. But I've started to get much more in on Kincaid lately. Get caught up as he rises, right? Like I should have drafted him, a few weeks ago before the hype was starting to build. But I just I just think he's going to be utilized more. He wasn't healthy last year. He's a very good athlete, very skilled pass catcher. I think they have to use him more, and I have very little Khalil Shakir because I think between DJ Moore and Kincaid, Shakir is going to get squeezed out of that. The Rashee Rice drafter drafts Kelsey but skips on Mahomes. You have two QB RB stacks. Like I don't. Yeah, I'm sure I don't. I don't really pay any much attention to that. Sometimes I do. When it's like when I can't stack the receiver, yeah, I'm stacking something. And when it's a pass catching receiver, where are you, Zero? Kenneth. Yeah, Kenneth Walker, and then the Drake May one. The Drake May one, I think, with Hendo is real good. There is talk about them using the rookie or the old ass dusty vet as the pass catcher. Amari DiMaccardo. But we'll see. I think Walker can do it. It's just, I don't think that's his major skill set. Gibson. No, Amari DiMaccardo. Shoot. Tight ends dry up damn quick. I'll go Rashid Shaheed. I just like him. I could if it was a normal draft, I think I would have gone Coker. I am a definite cokehead. Not anymore. I quit that shit like 20 years ago. But yeah, I do like Jalen Coker a lot. But I do think Rashid Shaheed is going to have a heck of a year. And with the week 11 bye, I kind of just lean towards him. Even though, oh shit, now I got 3 week 11 buys. I just see late bye weeks and I'm like, okay, man. Yeah, ping pong. I do. Yes, I agree with that 100%. Like I stack Henry and Lamar all the time. Like when I build a Raven stack, I almost took Diggs there too. I probably, given now that I have 3 week 11 buys and one of them is involved in a stack that I can't do anymore with anyway. But I really need to watch that. Like no more week 11 buys at wide receiver for sure. I should have gone with Coker or Diggs there. Diggs is a good pick. Like as soon as he lands, I don't want to say anywhere, but anywhere we kind of expect them to land, then where the heck? I feel like I'm clicking the star and I clicked Josh Johnson and he got drafted. I'm on the clock. I'll take Brenton Strange here. I think he will be consistent. And now I got 2 tight ends with week 7 buys. That's the problem with that week 7 buy. Like you got 4 good point scoring teams with fantasy point scoring players all in the same, but like week 11 and week 7 get me all the time if I'm not paying close attention to bye weeks. But I mean, I'll just grab one more. But yeah, the Diggs thing for sure. I got week 7, week 11. Stay away, Wheeler. All right. There are some tight ends coming up that should be just fine for my build. And then a bunch of receivers and close her out. What do you guys got going on? Air Jeff, CeeDee Lamb, Chase Brown, Josh Jacobs. I like that so far. T. Higgins, Devontae Adams, Jaden Daniels. This is a nice squad. J.K. Dobbins. I definitely like Dobbins better in this format than the non-eliminator formats. He'll start out the season pretty hot. Then Quentin Johnson, Kyler Murray, Wan'Dale Robinson, Tyrone Tracy. I said before, like him a lot. Chigakonkwo, Hunter Henry. Actually, in this format, I should like Hunter Henry more. I'm carrying over my non-eliminator drafts mentality on certain players and then not on others, and then completely dropping the ball on bye week here. All right, get away from him. Get away from him. I really don't want to do that. All right. I'm actually going to reach for my tight end here. Just lock up Gunnar Helm, close out my tight end room. Adonai Mitchell there was the next in my queue. He's just moved up so much lately, and it's more. I feel like it's more speculation than anything. Don't get me wrong; he really did well last year when he came over to the Jets. I think he refocused, getting cut or traded. He got traded, I guess. Probably like woke him up. So maybe I should have gone Adonai Mitchell there because Helm could have made it back, but we're starting to get pretty thin at tight end, and Gunnar Helm should be fairly consistent target getter week to week. There's no real tight end target competition for him there. I think I'm just going to focus on getting anybody that'll put up fairly consistent points and just doesn't have a week 11 bye. Because my first 4 receivers are going to get me through week 9. So grabbing, I could go Devo. I'm going to grab Malik Washington here, though. If Miami's going to move the ball at all, it's probably going to have something to do with Malik Washington. Devon Achane, but teams are going to focus on that a little bit. So if they're going to get anything done through the air, it's probably going to start out with Malik Washington. After my Washington pick, we're starting to see the Fernando Mendoza pick. Like, I'm quite sure he doesn't start the first 6 weeks anyway. Don't get me wrong. I think, if Cousins stumbles out the gate and Vegas is a 2-4, maybe they start to switch over, but it's probably mid-season before he gets any run, and eliminator that's tough. That's why Jacoby Brissett. Sorry. One last message. Oops. I almost wrote message. So Jacoby Brissett, it's likely he starts out the season and doesn't finish it. So in this format, better pick. After that, Dulcich Hawkinson, Debo, Zachariah Branch, Jonah Coleman. There's a couple ways I could go here, I guess. I'm going to go with Stribling. He's a rookie, but was he drafted 33 overall? Should be a darn good. He should be utilized, I would think, even at the beginning of the season. I guess Purcell and Evans. Yeah, I guess maybe not. Christian Kirk is what matters, right? Yeah, I guess I just saw him and thought, you know what? He could put up numbers right away. Got a couple guys here though. Probably be snagged. I really need to bump this up a little bit. All right. Do I want to get another running back at all? Or do I just want to stack my receivers because of the bye week situation? There's one running back that I am tempted by, but maybe he makes it to the 18th. Otherwise, I think grabbing wide receiver is probably the move. It's a tough choice. I'm going to get Jaden Blue just because I think he is going to get touches early on. Whether it's pass catching duty or just breather back, I think they want to utilize him more. Reports are that he now has his head on straight, so I can get with that. My last pick will be a receiver, though, and there's a couple here that I think are sleeping. A few I think are sleeping. But we'll see what it comes down to. After my blue pick goes Kamani Vidal, Darnell Mooney. Yeah, he could be utilized early. That's not a bad pick. T. Ferg goes, got him last draft. Jeremy Bernard. That was another thought, but again, Rodgers and rookies. Like, I do think by the end of the season, Bernard will be used, but probably starts out slow. But I made that mistake a round ago. Troy Franklin goes, and Tua Tagovailoa, and Kirk Cousins. So this dude went 4 late quarterbacks. I could see that. Just patchwork quarterback. I don't think Cousins was necessary. I probably would have gone in a different direction, though. I can see what you're doing, what he's doing, but 18th round doesn't matter. Devon Vele is one I had in my queue. I think that's a great pick. Katron Allen I got last draft. Good pick. One pick before it gets to me. I'm going to go Pat Bryant. The other one I had my eye on, Jalen Noel. All right, so my squad: Ashton Genty, AJ Brown, Kyron Williams, DeAndre Swift, Christian Watson, Jalen Warren, Justin Herbert, Cortland Sutton, Bo Nix, stack. Did I ever stack Herbert with anything? I don't think I did. Then Jordan Love was a stack with Christian Watson, Dalton Kincaid, Rashid Shaheed, Brenton Strange, Gunnar Helm, Malik Washington, Deshaun Stribling. Probably would have preferred more consistent guys here. Probably no. Dontavian Wicks will probably start out with some looks. Maybe that was the move. But yeah, what we're looking at here, wide receiver, was really starting to thin out. Man, everything gets thin late in this, I feel, just because we're not shooting for upside, we're shooting for floor. So it's really tough to find floor this late. Although I am surprised Jalen Noel didn't go at all. I think Tank Dell has all the upside, but I do think Jalen Noel represents a floor. This Devon Vele pick, I need to move him up in all my rankings, really. I do think he's going to be utilized quite a bit. I want to say it's going to be front-loaded, too. to the beginning of the season. But Pat Bryant here, like I don't understand why he goes as late as he does in any format. All right, so I will go over Air Jeff, CeeDee Lamb, Chase Brown, Josh Jacobs, T. Higgins, Devontae Adams, Jaden Daniels, J.K. Dobbins, Quentin Johnson, Kyler Murray, Wan'Dale Robinson, Tyrone Tracy, Chigakonkwo, Hunter Henry, Geno Smith, a ton of Geno Smith. He used to be so easy to stack in like other formats where you could like Sadiq, a wide receiver. You could even like 13th wide receiver, 14th Sadiq, 15th wide receiver, and then 16th you could get Geno. But now they've all moved up and everything's kind of out of whack. But I still tend to lean on that. Although the higher he gets, the more I've started to lean on Atlanta and Cleveland working in this format, Tua, in the other format, Penix, and then Shador would be my Cleveland guy because I just don't think Watson lasts very long at all. Then we went Dulcich, Antonio Williams, Darnell Mooney, Katron Allen. I talked about 0 goes JSN, Kenneth Walker, Devontae Smith, Emeka Egbuka, Trey Henderson, Drake May, DK Metcalf, Alec Pierce. I don't know, Week 13. I guess wide receiver 5. Never mind. Wide receiver 5. Yeah, you're fine. Then Patrick Mahomes, Kenneth Gainwell. You said that one felt like Dallas Goedert. I like that. I've talked about that before. Keaton Mitchell. It's an upside pick. Aaron Rodgers, Dylan Sampson, I like a lot. TJ Hawkinson, kind of feel like he might be dust, but we'll know early, right? Calvin Ridley, he'll be used early if he's used. Terrence Ferguson, 17th. It feels like a much better price than I've been getting on T-Ferg lately. And then I said Devon Vele. There you go. Very nice. Stuck between Dotson and I think Vele is a better pick. I think Vele's. Yeah, Ayuk going at all, especially, I guess, in any format. Well, especially in this format. I don't know, man. I don't think we see Ayuk this year. I just think teams are scared away now. All right, so want to hang out for another one? Put my girl to sleep. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do one more, right? One more. Let's go here. I'm just going to. Okay. I have plenty of time on my slow drafts, but all right. I'm going to jump in now. Should be good. I am in. It's half filled and filling up, waiting for 4. Was there anybody else in here that wanted me to go over their draft? If not, we will flip screens. Waiting for 2. Come and join us. Eliminators feel a little bit slower than other drafts, but one more and we're good to go. One more and we're good to go. I'm always torn when it's this close. Do I stay here or do I pop over to do a slow draft? I'm going to pop over to do a slow draft because it'll trigger filling that draft. Nobody wants to watch my slow drafts. We're filled. I'm not even going to try to make a quick pick. I'll just go to my active, and where's the eliminator? It feels just slow enough that I have to flip back and forth and now find the eliminator among. I think I'm down to about 70 slow drafts still going. I got over 100 slow drafts, and I was just like, I was overwhelmed. Like it was actually. I should have thought about that before I did one more. I probably have at least an hour of slow draft picks waiting for me. What do we got? Oh, I'm in the 12-0. Yeah, flip the script on me. There you go. Air Jeff in here too. Anybody else that we know? Yannick, Powell, Weak Link, QB the King, CMP, KC Chief, Scotty D, Westbro King, West Rob King, Air Jeff has said, Wool, Iltron, Zero, and myself. Starting out, Gibbs Bijan. All right, Zero. Got to leave me something here. Actually, this turn isn't the problem. It's all future stuff. I got to expect to be. Actually, I kind of prefer knowing that there's like an experienced badge next to me, because how often do you really like, if you're an experienced drafter, you're not trying to snipe somebody. You're trying to build your team, right? So if we're looking at each other's team, it's like, I'll let him go, because then like I'll get this guy on the bounce back or whatever. I know he'll draft him, so I'll just take this guy. All right. Eliminator. I'm gonna go Barkley CD again. I never tried to snipe it, even when I didn't. No, well, but even before you had a badge, you knew what you were doing. Like I've always known not to. I've always known that sniping somebody else actually hurts both of us, especially in these formats. Like if you're in your home redraft league, sniping somebody is like, that can be fun, right? It's just because in a redraft league, like you play the waiver wire, there's so many other factors that come into it. So you're usually probably drafting against somebody and you want to fuck with them, so why not? But in these formats, like crossing somebody else up doesn't usually help your team even win the first round. Yeah, I totally understand that, but it was just like, do you have a sidekick or anything like that? Any like, I don't have anything kind of helping. Actually, all I need is like a little notepad built within the draft room on Underdog, just saying, hey, this is what I had in mind. Like something I can type in there, leave myself. Yeah. And I'm not, yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people that use it don't need it. They use it because it helps keep them organized. Like somebody like me, I'm very tempted to use, Leg Up is going to come out with a different tool that doesn't use the Sims, right? It's just kind of you load your own ranks and you just stay organized. I'm going to try that out just to kind of try it out. But most of my drafts are done on my tablet, so I don't think you could use it on that anyway. But I would like to just like within my slow drafts, I'll look at a draft and be like, wait, what was I thinking last round? I'll have a couple guys queued up, or actually, if I'm doing it late at night, I'm just making picks and I'm not queuing anything up. When I hit the next morning, I'm just kind of like, shit, what was I thinking about that team? What was I thinking? Yeah, I think it all really kind of comes down to your rankings or your projections or whatever you kind of use. Um, even though I load my rankings in, most of the time I just flip over to ADP because I'm kind of looking for value and stacks. Like I'm not really, and I kind of have most of my rankings memorized by gut, but like I from what I gather is when you like so the sidekick the next thing they're going to come out with is the kickstand. So you know they don't use the Sims in it, but did the same thing to me that I did you last time, right? I'm going to go with the David Montgomery. Um, hmm. I'm going to go Garrett Wilson over Olave. Just I've never trusted Olave. Not that I trust Garrett Wilson a whole lot. It's the bye week, kind of just like later bye week did it for me. I do think they're going to try to use Garrett Wilson right off the bat. What's up, Wilson? What's up, Losamo? Um, so I load in my rankings, but then I draft off ADP just because I really have my rankings memorized and don't need it. But it's kind of a once in a while, like in Eliminator, I don't load it in at all. But in, you know, BBM or whatever, I might flip back to just wait, who did I have ranked higher? Or it'll flip back to the rankings automatically so I can see who's next in my rankings. But then I flip the ADP and just go, okay, where's the value here and what fits the team build best? um, and as you go along, ADP becomes more and more accurate than 90% of rankings out there. Like uh, when I submit my rankings to Fantasy Pros that do consistently very well, I definitely take underdog ADP into effect. Now we're only being examined positionally, so I'll aggregate some projections, um, blend in some ADP, get a good judge there, and then just I'll go through it and go by gut. So all through August, it's like when I do my redraft rankings, it's like literally how I am drafting. This is the cheat sheet. This is the order I am going off of. And for redraft, I think rankings are extremely valuable. For best ball, it's all about build and roster construction, right? Your stacks, your coordinate, you're building for week 17, and the eliminator, it's completely the opposite. But after a while, ADP becomes pretty darn accurate. In fact, there's one analyst who's really popular, and I got to say his name because I don't want to sell him down the river, but he did get top 10 in those accuracy rankings one year, and on stream he blurts out, "I just took ADP," and was cut off by his co-host, and I was like, "Wow." It's just like, yeah, that you could seriously do it. Um, Load customer. You know what? Yeah, and that's it. Aggravates me that sometimes it just like I've noticed if anybody in the room times out, like so I can have it set on ADP. If anybody in the room times out, it flips back to my rank without like me even knowing what's going on. All right. Nice pick with Loveland there. I think that's high value. I'm going to go with the running back. You left me. And that's awesome because it doesn't conflict with any buys. Do I want to go? DJ Moore should probably be more consistently used right off the bat. I'll go DJ Moore. I don't have a lot of DJ Moore. I really only get him. Actually, you know what? I do have too much DJ Moore. Now that I think about it, I looked the other day, and I think I have 15% DJ Moore. I don't want that much, but I kind of like he normally goes in the 5th round. I got him at the 6-1. I kind of feel like, you know, they got him for a reason, right? It's a lot of people are bagging on him. I think because like at the end of last season, he looked exhausted during that playoff game. That everybody said he quit on that last pass play. The pass was thrown very inaccurately, but you can see him before the play, even 2 or 3 plays before the play. He looked exhausted. He looked like banged up, like he wanted to go to the medical tent. He looked like he wanted to get off the field, but like he was lined up on the other side of the field, and he kind of looked at the other side of the field like it's going to be just as long to run over there as it is to be going to run this route. But then that route ended up taking him like all over creation, and he was just exhausted at the end of it. Like people are saying he quit on the team. I just don't see it that way. The man's old. Man had more plays than anybody on the field. Like he was just exhausted. But that's kind of my point of view. And I could definitely be wrong on that. There's a lot of people that say he's dust now. So. Yeah. I think that was a little bit, I don't want to say overblown, but just, yeah, maybe overblown is the thing. I think DJ Moore has complained about every quarterback he's had as he's had them. And I think that, like, so, and what's he going to do? Complain about Josh Allen? Come on. Yeah, like I've definitely heard the Ship Chasers talk about the Charizard thing. Like I have no contextual background to that whatsoever. That's Pokemon, right? I'm way beyond that, and I don't have kids, so I never even caught the whole thing with that. I'm 53, so I'm out of that age range where I think it would hit most of the people that knows about that. Oh, without a doubt. He has every right to complain, but I think the knock on DJ Moore is that he does it the wrong way. Is Dak gone? Dak's gone. You gonna get Caleb with Odunze there? Yeah, I'm gonna get Lawrence. Just because I think he's good and I can stack it. Is Godwin really next in ADP? I'll get him. I'll leave you Sutton if you want him. Oh, yeah. Now I know what you're going to do next round if you did that. Oh, all right. All right. Switching it up a little bit. Yes, the final evolution. That I can definitely agree. I understood I have no previous frame of reference, but I'm kind of getting the gist of it. Like it's like when the Ship Chasers did it's an ADP chasing with Shopes on it. Is that well, one of them? When Shopes on. He's only a year older than me, but I cringe so often, just like, Shope, you're not that old. You need to know something. I get that. I totally understand the premise. I just never know which is Charizard and Charmeleon and Charmuth or the phrasing of it is I don't even want to know. Yeah, Justin Fields is the larva, Josh. Yeah. I thought Justin Fields, what year was it? I was super in on him because he had a quarterback coach that I thought was going to be able to really do so. I guess it was last year he was on the Jets? I've been in on Justin Fields a lot, and I just feel like there's something else there. I have him on a dynasty team, and I'm not like people are trying to. I literally had somebody offer Tyler. What's the backup quarterback for the Ravens? Tyler Huntley straight up for Fields, and I'm like, come on, man! Like, at least respect the fact that like he was a first round pick, and there's some sort of like, and the fact that like Mahomes at the time Mahomes was injured, and Fields could very well have been in line to start the first few games in Kansas City. I was like, what? Oh, Bo Nix goes smart, not grabbing Sutton on that turn there. Huh. Went to the Waddle team. Anybody else in here? With Air Jeff, we got 0. Anybody else in here in the draft? Yeah, I could see that. I like most of the time teams would be smart to do that. 2004. Who else went in that draft? All right. So I only got one quarterback. I might wait there though. I'm gonna get Fannin. I'll grab Ricky. He could start out strong. And now I have 5 wide receivers with different bye weeks. 3 running backs. Gonna get 2 more. I have a tight end that should carry me through 10 weeks. Ooh, and then the quarterback run takes off. Kyler Baker, Jordan Love, Tyler Shuck. I should have seen that coming, shouldn't I? I kind of did and was like, But that should be it. I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll be all right. Oh, it's all good. Like I almost did. I was Addison. I really like Addison, and like he's going later here, like comparatively than he is in the other. I guess it's the week 6 bye. Worthy week 5 bye. Yeah, Michael Wilson going before them. I think the people are bye week scared of that early bye. But I mean, when you're talking, just like I was real hesitant on an Alec Pierce pick in the last draft, when he's your 5th wide receiver, like what the heck, right? Like there's you don't need him for the first several weeks anyway when he's your wide receiver 5. So yeah, I can literally save wide receiver till my last 2 picks. Although Jacoby Myers went, I was thinking about reaching for Jacoby. I guess I didn't scroll down enough. Maybe it wasn't that much of a reach if I just grabbed Jacoby there. But again, not super concerned with stacking here. I like it, but it really has to fall to me. All right. Let me see. Oh, I see what's going on here. Ooh, there goes Donald. Had my eye on him. And there goes Stroud. Yeah, I should have gotten quarterback in that last turn. Oh, well. There's position players here I like, though. Gonna hide that on myself. Yeah, there's definitely position players here I can go with. All right, so Tyrone Tracy goes right. Yeah, nice. I am going to get a quarterback here. I'll go Cam Ward and Dalton Kincaid. Two double stacks. Nice. See, yeah. I mean, I always stacking is fun, but like strategic. It just like with it not mattering as much, it just hasn't really fallen. I did. If I could do it over again, I would grab Jacoby Myers instead of Purcell. I just think that would have been not just a safer pick, but stacking's fun. And it does give you that micro edge in a head-to-head in a week where the wide receiver scores a touchdown. Yeah. Tracy was definitely not coming back. I've talked about him plenty, haven't I? I drafted, like, I'm actually surprised that he's not. He's probably among my top owned running backs, but I'll check out my exposures after this is over. After I went Ward, Kincaid goes Kelsey, Gadsden, Zach Charbonnet. That's a bad pick. I'm glad nobody watching made that pick. Zach Charbonnet, I think, is undraftable in this format. Like, he's not going to be back until week 8. Like, yeah, Tracy, I think, is one of the best picks on the board. I've talked enough about 21% highest drafted player. Oh, yeah. I'll check out my exposure after this. I've only done maybe 15 eliminators, so like my exposure levels are probably pretty wonky. But in the other format, I'm sure he's above 20%. If he's not, actually, I have a second here, right? After my next pick, I'll check, just because I don't want to lose track of kind of what I'm doing. Tough decisions here. Gonna wait on that. Okay. Couple guys I like, but I feel like I should be good. For sure. Giants project to be a bad offense, but I think it's there's a plethora of reasons why. I think people in general, including the Giants organization, would have a lot more faith in Tracy. If he didn't. Yeah. I'm gonna get a third quarterback here. Grab Gino, and my choice here is really kind of Tyler Algier or Dylan Sampson. I'm gonna lean Sampson. I just think he's going to be nice, Algier. Yeah. I just think he's going to be utilized in the passing game consistently from the beginning of the season. Like, Monken utilized Justice Hill when he had Derrick Henry. So, well, Tyler Algier should start out the season pretty decent too. It's a tough choice. I know I have a lot of Algier. I have a lot of Samson too, but I'm starting to worry about whether they're going to use Algier as much as Atlanta used Algier Bijan's first year. Like if Arizona uses Algier the same way Atlanta did in Bijan's rookie year, then Algier is a good pick. But Arizona makes some screwed up decisions. Like and it's a new coaching staff, so I who knows? But I just wanted to lock up another tight end, and I think it's a toss up between those two running backs anyway. Yeah, I got to check mine, but I think if I were to guess off the top of my head, I would say somewhere around the 18% range. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think Judkins and Sampson are two of the best picks on the board. Right, and I have a boatload of them, I'm sure. Here, where am I? Completed. And I'm just gonna do the regular, like the BBM style drafts. Because I've only done, like, as I said, 15 eliminators. So at running back, my most owned, Jonathan Brooks, Nick Singleton, Breece Hall, Jonah Coleman. Tyler Algier is my fifth most owned, 17%. Who was I talking about? Or Tyrone Tracy. Get out of here. Do I have a bunch of them pre-draft? There's no way I'm only 9% on Tracy. I must have a ton of them pre-draft. I got to get back to oh, shoot. Now I got to find this draft. Yeah, I'm a lot lower on Tracy than I thought, but he's a great pick. I need to. I'm shocked at myself. I'm disappointed in myself, actually. I need to check that out. I thought I had a ton of them. We'll be scooping him up more and more. I'm overweight, just not nearly enough. Yeah, I thought I had. And actually, I'll glance at my pre-draft stuff before, or in a little bit. Where am I? All right. So, no, tight end. Where am I looking? Yuck. I'm going to grab Terrence Ferguson. I need another running back, but the only thing I like is Jaden Blue. It's a little bit of a reach, but I can wait on my wide receiver. Yeah, that's fine. T-Ferg. That does give me 2 week 11 buys at tight end, but Dalton Kincaid. If I get to week 11, I already got 10 grand in my pocket. No big deal. Of course, if I lose that week, I'll be pissed at myself for having 2 week 11 buys. But as I said last draft, I think Jaden Blue is going to see a much increase. I think he's going to be utilized as like their I want to say Jaden Blue will probably see 35 to 40% of the touches, 35% of the touches. I think they will use him enough. And I do think if what's his name? Javonte Williams goes down, I think you'll see Blue get about 60% of the touches. I think they will use him I got to check his size. I think he's a little bit undersized, but there's a reason they drafted him. There's a reason they kept him. They knew he was a bit of a head case or immature. Not head case. Let's call him immature. And all of these guys are like early 20s. I was extremely immature when I was Kendrick born 178. Who'd have thunk it? What's this question? Do you guys like Broncos or Seahawks D more this year? Broncos. I'll go Broncos there. I think the Seahawks in general are going to be passing more than they did last year, so it's going to affect their defense slightly negatively. And I'm not a super defense guy either, but ooh, Algier still hasn't fumbled in his career. Wow. And like, I get the feeling that NFL teams want to make him like coach Algier and not utilize him as a player. 5'9", 196, a little bit undersized, but that presents a whole different scenario for. I still think they want to utilize him much more than they did last year. I think last year he came in and they were like, who's this little shithead? And sat him because of it. Yeah, I haven't focused on any stacks at all in this one. I could have been a little bit more focused on that sort of stuff. I'm going to grab Pat Bryant because I think he's going to run a lot of routes as the third wide receiver. And do I go with? I'm going to go with Jalen Noel instead of Tank Dell. I just have so much Tank Dell, and I think Noel's floor should be pretty safe, even if Dell does play. People are talking like Dell and Noel play the same position, but I could see whether it's 4 wide receiver sets or even like, well, yeah, they're going to compete for time, no doubt. But I would think you probably see a whole lot more 4 wide receiver sets if they're both healthy, though. We'll see, though. My team. Yeah, banking on the Browns having to throw a ton for sure. I don't think, like, I early in draft season, like April, I was drafting Malik Davis last round, but the news out of camp and kind of just the trends are telling me that Jaden Blue is going to easily take over that role. It's just like the reporters, what they're saying, and just kind of the overall feel coming out of Dallas seems to be a pro Jade Blue, that he is going to take over the RB2 role. All right, so I went Barkley, CeeDee Lamb, David Montgomery, Garrett Wilson. Oh, I do have the stack. Garrett Wilson stacked. I got a stack later. Jadarian Price, DJ Moore, Trevor Lawrence, Chris Godwin, Harold Finnan, Ricky Purcell, Cam Ward, Dalton Kincaid, Geno Smith for the stack. I'm actually surprised I didn't. Well, Gunnar Helm went a little bit earlier than I had hoped. I would have liked to stack Cam Ward with Helm. Came back with Kincaid, Geno Smith, Dylan Sampson, Terrence Ferguson, Jaden Blue, Pat Bryant, Jalen Noel. Didn't really stack that team or build it too well, but that seems to be the theme of the night. My head's just in a different place. Talking to you guys. 0 goes James Cook, Justin Jefferson, Josh Jacobs, Chris Olave, Colston Loveland, Roma Doomsday. Ooh, I didn't realize there was that double stack there. Caleb Williams, Pittman, Addison, Kyler Murray, stacks there. Tyrone Tracy, Travis Kelce, Aaron Rodgers, Tyler Algier, TJ Hawkinson, Sean Tucker, Dontavian Wicks, Johan Dotson. Did we get Pittman, Rodgers, all three stacked nicely, neatly. It's what we expect from the Emerald Badge. Who else? Air Jeff, Ashton Genty, Chase Brown, Devontae Smith, T. Higgins, Travion Henderson, Drake May, Jordan Tyson, Kyle Monangai, Xavier Worthy, Tyler Shuck, Isaiah Likely, Kevin Concepcion, Brenton Strange, Denzel Boston, Jonah Coleman, Keyshawn Booty, Deshaun Watson, and Sanders. So I do understand the stack. The only time I like doing this, whether it's with Cleveland or Atlanta or even Vegas, I guess you could do it. Mendoza goes a little bit earlier than the last two rounds. The only time I do that is when I only have one QB like prior. So with like I would go Drake May and then a double stack, a wide quarterback at the end, the handcuff quarterback at the end. But I don't usually make I don't think I've ever drafted 4 quarterbacks, put it that way. In non-superflex, obviously. But that's what. So this stack late, I just like when I have only one quarterback prior. Yeah. Good call. Good call. Well, I probably would have just stuck with Shedeur. I know news is that Deshaun Watson's going to start the first week. But I even kind of doubt that. I could be wrong though. In which case I just would have. I see why you did it. I just, bruh, if that's and you got the super stack here with Cleveland, Boston, and Concepcion, and I do think Concepcion will get, snaps for it. I think he'll probably start with about 6-7 snaps a week. 6-7 targets a week. So you should be safe there. Don't know. Denzel could. And I know they draft. I do think Jerry Jeudy's going to have a much better year this year. I do think Jerry Jeudy bounces back. Just my thoughts. Other than that, it's a great build. I like the 3 running backs in the first 5 picks. Drake May. I even like Kyle Monangai there. I have very little Monangai, but he fits in this build really well. The Henderson, Drake May stack is there. Nice. Very nice. What did I miss? The Browns rookies. Cool. All right. Anybody else in here that wants me to go over anything? If not, I am going to call it a night. It is past my bedtime. Y'all enjoy. I will be back tomorrow. Not sure what time, so click that bell, get those notifications going. I'm going to estimate probably 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern time. I want to get in at least 2 BBMs and an eliminator. Might do more after that. So at least 3, maybe more tomorrow. Until then, check out wheelrouteff.com. When you're checking that out, you can click the link to the Discord, jump in the Discord, and we could talk like this all the time. Till then, I'll see y'all